Hello, welcome back. My name is Asif Illyas, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. Thanks for joining me on this show. I'm here alone. Ava is going to take a break for the next couple of episodes, although we might post a random song here or there because it was really hard to decide just on one song for each year. So on some years, we might just do a couple just for fun, because we can. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this episode number 3, 1980. The song is Turn It On Again by the amazing band Genesis. Genesis is a band that's been around. Actually, they were formed in 1968 or 69. They were high school friends. And through the 70s, they had Peter Gabriel as their lead singer. But around this time of this song, here you see Genesis here. It was Phil Collins, Mike Rutherford, and Tony Banks. And Phil Collins was the singer at this point after Peter Gabriel left to do a solo record and on to an amazing solo career. And Mike Rutherford, the guitar and bass, and Tony Banks, the great keyboard player. And so yes, Genesis was a band that was very, they were sort of the pioneers of progressive rock, very epic, long, monumentally complicated, amazing writing, very artistic, experimental music through the 70s. And they were very famous and had a big cult following. But it was not until the end of the 70s when Peter Gabriel had left the band, Phil Collins took over, and then this pop kind of influence came in. And this song, among others in the late 70s, Follow You, Follow Me, and the other single from this album, Misunderstanding, they were hits. And it was their sort of Genesis's transformation into the hit machine that was the band in the 80s, and a lot of the songs that we would recognize from radio. And this song here was a number 8 in the summer of 1980. And actually, funnily enough, this week is the anniversary of the album that it's from, Duke. Just on Monday was the birthday of Duke, this album by Genesis, and it was 1980 that it was released, March 28th. So it's an incredible tune because it's really, really catchy and really has this driving pulse to it. And my dad had bought me a drum set in 1980, around there, and I was only 8 years old. It was not until much later in my career did I realize how complex this song really was. And Genesis had a knack for doing that, creating really, really complex music with extreme catchiness. And one of the reasons is that it was the rhythm. And to me, rhythm is one of the most precious parts of music. I guess it's the most important part for me. Ever since I got that drum set that my dad bought me in England, I've loved the drums. It's been my favorite instrument the whole time. Even though I play guitar, I tend to play the guitar like a drum set. And even in the classification of guitar is a percussion instrument when you look at the classical world. So I think rhythm is king. One of the reasons I think it's because it's primal. You know, you can't have a melody without rhythm, but you can have a rhythm without melody. And ever since our cave people days, we've probably been beating on stones with sticks and discovering our knack for music as we evolved. And one of the things that's amazing to me is making correlations between the real world and music. And so I have always had a fascination with flight, as you've probably guessed from my flight deck show. And I ever since we used to pick my dad up at Heathrow Airport where he worked and see the big, huge airliners land and take off, I was always in awe that all that engineering and physics and proceduralism, machines and chemistry and all of that stuff, the technical stuff that goes into the human ingenuity of flight, creates this amazing thing that we're soaring through the sky. We evolved to be a land-based species, but using our ingenuity, we have been able to soar through the sky. And that's the same thing with music. You learn the structures, you learn the technical side, you practice, you get to know your instrument, and it's all hard work in that way. But then at the end of the day, you can lift yourself up or lift other people up, bring them down, and it's magic. This powerful force of music. Behind it is a lot of technical, it's some work, right? So one of the ways that we talk about rhythm is using time signatures, okay? And to explain a bit about that, I'm gonna just give you a little crash course here. So if we take a whole piece of pie, take a quarter of the pie out, and it becomes what we call a quarter note, all right? So that's 1/4. You can have a half note as well, or a whole note, okay? So in the musical staff, we've got the line, the vertical line there, that denotes a measure or a bar. And in 4/4 time, we have 4 quarter notes. So we have 4/4, which means 4 quarter notes, okay? And to me, one of the things that I see when I play music is that music is a journey, and music is always a unique journey. Each song, each piece of music, and some are rocky, some are slippery. There's different landscapes involved. I think that I've always made those correlations. So I created some animations here for you. If we look at 4/4 time, to me, it's a straight road, right? So when we look at it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 notes for each bar, right? Very meditative. And it's a straight road to me, okay? And when we think about that, it's a very linear. Now, 90% or more, I'm being conservative, of music that you hear on the radio is in 4/4 time. But what if we change the number of notes in a bar? What if we got 7/4? This is what we call a compound time signature, all right? Or an odd time signature. We have 7 notes in a bar, okay? And what that does to me, and some musicians might think that I'm crazy thinking this way, but it turns the road, okay? It changes the direction. So if you think of a musical staff in 3D, that's how I feel it. I feel that compound time signatures, odd time signatures, they turn, they make the road turn. So you get this feeling of shift, okay? And so you can have, it's not only 7/4, you can have 5/4, like a famous jazz number like Take 5 is in 5/4, 9/4 or 9/8, that's eighth notes at the bottom, or 3/4, that's one we all recognize. It's the common waltz, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So there's 3 notes in a bar. And you see how it makes people sway from side to side? Well, that's what I feel about the road. It's kind of doing this. And so when I think of compound time signatures, right? Let's say you've got a straight road of 4/4 and 2/4, and then 7/4, and then all of a sudden it's an odd feeling to switch back to 4/4. So the road changes, right? There's a directional change. So if we look at this song of compound time, I'm going to wait for my little green light here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, swing. And then the road changes. So if you look at that, that is how I see that riff. That's the riff from Turn It On Again. Okay, so we are, if you imagine yourself in that little green car, when you make that shift, you kind of feel this sway, or this kind of roller coaster ride. The road map is changing. And musicians and writers use time signatures to take people on a different type of journey, to kind of throw them around a little with rhythm. And so that's what this song is. It's a straight ahead rock song, but under the hood, it's got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, right? And I said 6 there, but that's a bar of 4 and a bar of 2. So you can see how under the hood, there's all this kind of mechanics going on, but at the end of the day, it's that energy that we feel in that song. So I'm going to try playing the song for you, and we'll give it a shot and see if you can count along. So this is Turn It On Again. Okay.
It's driving me mad. It's just another way of passing the days. I get so lonely when she's not there.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me once again, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.